Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto. Welcome to another video from Melbourne, Australia. Let's take a walk and talk about camera choices. I want to talk about that topic because I want a new camera. I need a new camera. And it's not gas. At least I'd like to think it's not gas. I'd like to think I'm above that. But I guess no photographer is totally above gas. I think everyone has some symptoms of gas. Some have very severe symptoms. My symptoms are not that severe, and I don't think they are nothing to worry about. And I'm pretty sure that the camera I want is for a specific reason. I'm sure it's gonna make a difference, and it's not only because I just want something new. Hey, look at that. A stop sign and some red flowers in the background. I wonder if I can make that work together. Let's take a shot and see. Probably nothing that special, but let's take a shot anyway, because we can. But let me first show you the camera that I'm using today for this photo walk. I'm using my trusty old Sony A7 Mark IV with the 50mm f2.5 lens mounted on it. I wanted to use this combo because I haven't been using this a lot lately, and especially this 50. I use this so little that it's almost like a sin to buy a lens for $600-700 US and not use it that much. I have about, in my current library that I have with me now that I travel, I have about 11,000 shots on this Sony A7 Mark IV in that library. And of those 11,000, only 144 on this lens. 144, almost nothing. Ooh, a covered car. There's always something with these covered cars. They look so cool. This one is pretty tightly parked between two cars, but I'm still gonna make a couple of shots. I just simply have to do that. How do you like the Fuji strap I put on my Sony A7 Mark IV? Maybe I'll get those fabulous Fuji colors now that I have a Fuji strap on my Sony camera. But now I'm drifting. I'd like to know, how do you choose the camera you go out with if you own more than one cameras? And you probably own more than one because everyone I talk to owns more than one cameras, and everyone who leaves a comment down below also seems to own more than one cameras. So how do you choose the camera you go out with if you are going to take a casual photo walk just for fun without any specific purpose? I don't know what this thing is called. I have walked past this thing several times already, but now I want to go up there and see if I can get a picture. Now I'm not sure if there's anything here for a 50mm. There is this wedge of light coming onto this column. I'm trying to put the bright part of the column against a dark background. I'm shooting wide open at f2.5 just to get the shallowest possible depth of field here. And I don't think this is gonna be anything award-winning, but it's a shot. One thing that has definitely changed in my photography during the past 3 or so years is that I almost never use the viewfinder anymore. Maybe it's because I've been shooting more and more video, and for video we seem to prefer the screen over the viewfinder, and maybe that has affected me. And I think also the Ricoh GR3 and 3X cameras have left their impact on me, and now I prefer the screen, and sometimes it goes pretty far. I sometimes sort of forget that I have a viewfinder. Sometimes I struggle to see the picture on the screen, and it takes me a few seconds to realize that I actually have the viewfinder also. It's pretty strange, but that's how it is today. Yeah, pretty weird. I like the saw blade type of pattern on the stairs and the dabbled light. Maybe I can get a shot of this. Might even work in black and white. Let's see. Maybe from this angle. Yeah, definitely a shot here. If I'm only shooting for fun, I try to use all my cameras equally. So if I realize that I haven't been using one camera for a long time, I'll take that one. Like today, this Sony A7 Mark IV and this lens especially, because this lens sees too little action, even though it's a fantastic little lens. I don't actually like a neck strap like this, even if it says Fujifilm on it. But it's so practical in these situations where I'm shooting both photo and video, and I most of the time only have two hands, so it's so handy to just let the camera hang around my neck. I really like the dabbled light and the shapes of the trees, but it doesn't look too good through my 50mm lens. However, I'm just gonna make one frame and it might look good in black and white. Let's see. At the start of this video, I said I want and need a new camera. But before I go into that, I'd like to ask you, as a recreational photographer, how do you sort of decide when you need a new camera? How do you justify that, and how do you decide when the time is for a new camera? I mean, as a recreational photographer, I would imagine that you don't really need a new camera for anything. It's more for a personal pleasure or something. Maybe I'm underestimating recreational photography here. Of course, if you are very much into some specific genre of photography, you'll probably want some features that can help you in that particular genre of photography. Let's talk about flying birds, for example, my favorite example. If you are very much into flying birds, you'll probably want the best possible autofocus tracking capabilities and good burst speed and things like that. And if there is a new camera that has significantly better tracking and some other features that your current camera, you'll probably want that, and it can help you to get the shots you want. All right, look at that house. I have a tendency to like those kinds of lines and shapes and shadows. Oh, especially in black and white. Let's take a shot and see if it works or not. For me, there are not that many new photo features that get me excited. These current cameras, regardless of the brand, they have everything I can hope for my photography. But I'm constantly keeping my eyes open for new features, new video features, because that's where we see some real progress and development, and we get some new features that can be really helpful for video. And because I'm making these videos all the time, 2 times a week, I'm constantly looking for something that can make my work easier and more effortless. Oh, the white building house across the street also looks pretty interesting with the blue sky and the nice light and shadow on the building. I want to try that one too, if it works through my 50mm lens today. There's even a red post box, mailbox. Let's see if I can incorporate that in my pictures as an extra, like a piece of color there. I sort of try to minimize the technical effort I put into these videos without sacrificing the output too much. Because especially situations like this, now I'm shooting both photos and video at the same time, this is really, really difficult for me. The other one, either photo or video, tends to suffer. Usually it's the photos because I have to pay so much attention to the video side. And if there is a new camera or new feature or new accessory that can help me, I will take it with open arms. By the way, do you have lenses like this? Fantastic lenses, but you hardly ever use them for whatever reason. Leave a comment down below and let me know. The new camera that I want is the DJI Pocket 3. And I would have actually bought one already, but it's so hard to get anywhere because everybody wants one, everybody who's doing any kind of video. And I'd also like to get the European warranty, but for that I guess I have to wait until I get back to Finland later this year when the odds are more for the summer than winter. I can see a red Vespa back there and these interesting patches of light on the ground and a really nice diagonal shadow too. That's too good to pass. And I know for sure that the Pocket 3 is going to make a difference in my video production, because back in Kuala Lumpur, my good friend Robin Wong was kind enough to let me borrow his Pocket 3. And I even shot one video on that device. I'll put the link here on the screen so you can check it out if you're interested. It's such a great little device for any kind of POV vlog type of video work, and it makes pretty much every other such device look pretty clumsy. There are so many cameras from Sony and other manufacturers too that are marketed for vloggers, but all those cameras, they look pretty clumsy and hopeless compared to the Pocket 3. And it's pretty amazing to me that none of the big camera manufacturers could figure out what a vlogger needs, or what a YouTube creator really needs. An interesting looking house across the street. I think it's worth a shot. My friend Peter from Finland would probably go crazy here because he loves all these murals and painted wall art and whatnot. But anyway, let's give it a shot. Just a simple picture of a house, painted house. The reason I said my friend Peter would probably go crazy here is that there is so much wall art, murals and painted graffitis all over Melbourne. The quality is not very consistent though. Some look really like crap, but some are really nicely done and beautiful. That's all I have for you in this video. If you found this video helpful, useful, entertaining or amusing or anything like that, please do consider buying me a cup of coffee. There's a link down below for that if you don't live in Finland. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you soon in the next video.